And progress. All right. Well, happy lunch hour, everyone. And I hope you are all having a wonderful day. Thank you so much for joining our discussion series. If you are joining us via Zoom today, unfortunately, we weren't able to go live on Facebook, neither on YouTube again. Not sure, there's some technical issues. Hopefully, it will be solved soon. But thank you for those who joined us Zoom. And if you're interested to join us on Zoom in the future, do please connect with us. We are more than happy to provide you the information. And if you are new to our discussion series, my name is Farah Naz, and I'm the Recognition Counts Outreach and Marketing Coordinator at Seed Winnipeg. I do have my colleague here, Jeff, who is the Recognition Counts Loan Coordinator. And at Recognition Counts, we help and support internationally educated professionals with financial consultation, financial coaching, career coaching, as well as a loan of up to $30,000 to get their credentials recognized and start their career in their field of expertise. If you are one of those internationally educated professionals or skilled immigrants, or you know of anyone within your family, circle of friends, whom we can be a source of service, please do connect with us, or you can refer them to us, and we are more than happy to sit down and discuss with them about their options. We are going to discuss about fixing errors on your credit report in this session. And if you have missed participating our last few sessions in the past, they are all recorded on our Facebook page, Seed Winnipeg Facebook page, as well as the YouTube channel that you can for sure go back and watch it if you would like. And if you are joining on the Zoom, Jeff will put that link on the chat, so you can click on that link and it will directly take you there. Again, the session will be informative and interactive, where I will provide information I got from Financial Consumer Agency of Canada and few other resources. And Jeff, my colleague, will share his perspective based on his previous work experience working in a financial institutions for many years. So let's begin our session today with land acknowledgement. SEED respectfully acknowledges that we live and work on the territories and homeland of Indigenous peoples, and that the land and water sustain us. We respect the treaties as intended by Indigenous peoples. It is our responsibility to understand the truth of our history, be aware of the present, and work with Indigenous peoples to make positive changes for the future. Thank you for reflecting with us. And on this slide, you can see what we discussed in our last session, which we discussed about budgeting strategies. And in today's sessions, we will be discussing about how can you identify errors on your credit report, what steps you should be taking in order to correct those errors, and strategies for removing derogatory accounts from your credit report. I know when we first launched our discussion series, which was last year, I believe, we discussed about credit report and credit bureau and credit score and depth of information. And it's also recorded that you can also watch the recorded video on Facebook and YouTube if you would like. So before we dive into our discussion today, we are going to go over a few definitions, and then we will get into our discussion that we talked about. So, what is a credit bureau? A credit bureau is a company that collects and compiles all the credit histories from banks, credit unions, and other financial institutions, and various other bodies such as courthouses and office of superintendent of bankruptcy. And we also discussed that in Canada, there are two major credit bureau companies. One is Equifax, and the other one is TransUnion. So, what they do, they compile the information in the form of credit reports, and then they provide it to banks and other lenders. Um, And a credit report is a summary of your credit history. Using your credit report is how the creditors or lenders choose to provide you credit and what kind of interest rate they will provide you. And your credit report includes your personal information, financial information, and other account information there. So now it is very crucial. Now we know that it's very crucial to consistently make sure to check your credit report. And of course, you can check it in various different places. You can, as we discussed about the TransUnion and Equifax, you can check it there. You can just log in and the basic account is free, so you can just sign up for that account and view your credit score and details there. I personally find it easy to check my credit report through my online banking. And nowadays, most of the financial institutions added a platform inside their online banking where you are able to see your credit score and details and review your credit report through going to your online banking and going to your credit score details there. The information you will be able to see in there is your account summary, basically how many credit accounts you have, how many credit accounts are open, and how many of them are closed. Do you have any sort of delinquency? Has there been any inquiries within last 6 years? Do you have any derogatories? And if you have any public records, they will all be stated there. And of course, your personal information will be there where you can definitely make sure that all the information is accurate and updated there. You can also review any inquiries you have done in the past. It will state the date of and the service providers. So if you do not recognize any of those information, make sure to note down so you can take crucial steps of taking care of it. And it will also show all your accounts, whether it is revolving or any other kind of accounts. You can also see the balance date, or what is the minimum payment of that account, and what kind of account it is, and all the details about your account, as well as it shows all your payment status. And it is important to see the status says okay. So if you have been late or missed any payment, it will also state on that as well. So that will make you aware of that. So as we know that credit report and information there is very, very important. So it is very important that you look through all your accounts clearly and make sure all the status it says okay and it's good standing. So let's say if you see any account with the status of collection or charge off and you don't recognize that account there, it is important to take action about that. And we will discuss in details in a bit on ways to take care of them. But keep in mind that sometimes some service providers can also make a mistake. And it has happened many times. I know of an individual who had their phone plan with a service provider, and their plan contract ended. So they went ahead and canceled their plan, and they changed their provider. So the individual thought that they paid it off, it's good to go, done. And after a few months, unfortunately, this individual receives a call from collections saying that your account is under collection. And when they did some inquiries, they found out that the provider mistakenly sent another bill of, I don't know, very small amount, which they were not informed. They were not informed by email nor by mail, and they were not called by anyone. So when the provider didn't receive their payment within 60 to 90 days, it was sent to collection, unfortunately. And during this time, the individual did not review their credit report as well to be able to find out sooner, unfortunately. And it really impacted their credit score. And when they looked at their credit score, it was dropped drastically. All right, so you will be like, okay, what should we do in this situation? And this, if we were in their shoes. So the steps to take, and after they found out, or after if you find out there is an error within your credit report, and you find an inaccurate or missing information in your credit report, make sure your credit, make sure you contact the report it to the credit bureau immediately, and request that the information will be fixed as soon as possible. Keep in mind that the longer you wait to do it, the longer the incorrect information can harm your credit score, and it can also harm your chances of receiving credit, loans, and mortgage in the future if you're planning, as well as is definitely going to impact the interest rate that you will be receiving. So take care of the situation as soon as possible and as soon as you're aware of it. As we mentioned, TransUnion is a way that you can look at your credit report, and this is a way you can also fix the errors on your credit report. So if you have an account with credit TransUnion, all you have to do is just log into your account and dispute the transaction there. It's very clean and neat and clear, and there will be a few blanks that you have to fill up the information with, the information you're aware of and about yourself, and then you submit it. It is a simple and a fast way. I think it will take between 10 to 20 business days that they will do investigation and find it, and they will get back to you. But let's say you're like, I don't like online way. You can of course call TransUnion representatives. They can of course can guide you through based on what you prefer and your situation. The other way is you can dispute any errors or inaccurate information by mail. So dear, you can go to the TransUnion website if you are dealing with TransUnion, and get the information there. You can go to the credit report assistance, and there is an option of credit report disputes. And there it provides the mailing address that you can use to mail the information, as well as there is a form that you need to download and complete it. The form looks like this, and you just, it's a 2-page form. You fill it out, and also follow the instruction on if there's any more details needed to provide, put it into the mail and mail it to TransUnion, and then they will take care of it. I believe that the TransUnion, if you mail dispute an error by mail, it will take 15 to 30 days. It will take longer than doing it online, but still they will look into it. So if you are if you deal with Equifax and you prefer Equifax, it's also similar to TransUnion. They do have an online. If you have an account online, all you have to do is just log into your account and go to the dispute button, and then just dispute that information there, and the information will be all you have to type in and provide the information and details there. But again, there's a contact information if you wanted to talk with a representative and you want them to guide you through. You can definitely call them, and they will provide you all those information based on your situation and preferences. And of course, you can also submit it through mail. And again, there is a form that you need to download and fill it out, and there is an instruction that you need to follow, and then mail them all to Equifax mailing address. And keep in mind, the Equifax mailing address is different than TransUnion because they are two different companies. All right, so last slide here, how to deal with removing derogatory accounts from your credit report. So you can definitely, for sure, follow the steps that we discussed about fixing errors on your credit report. Look into your credit report, see if there is any information that you need to dispute, and if there is any derogatory mark on your credit report. And if what is a derogatory account? It is any negative mark on your credit report, such as if you have any sort of late payments, if you have any sort of collection accounts, if you have any charge offs, court judgments, bankruptcy, and more. In this case, it may be something that you are already aware of. You have had some sort of late payments or a collection accounts, and you're like, I really don't want to see that collection account in my credit report. You can definitely try a pay for delete technique. That means with your delinquent accounts, you voluntarily offer them that you pay the whole amount in exchange of them removing that from derogatory marks from your credit report. So if the creditor agrees on that, make sure to demonstrate responsible behavior going forward and be on top of your payments as well. So again, it's between you and the creditor, and if there is like an agreement there, then you can take a step of connecting with a credit bureau companies such as TransUnion and Equifax, and taking care of the situation like that. With that, this is the end of our session for today, but I will open it up to Jeff, if Jeff has anything else that needs to add and wanted to share based on his knowledge or experience, and then we can wrap up the session.
Yeah, thanks. Just to add on to what you've already said, that it's our responsibility as consumers to make sure that our credit report is correct and accurate. There isn't anybody else that's going to do that for you. Even though there are some companies out there that will purport to be credit fixers, oftentimes those companies just take your money and they aren't able to accomplish anything that you couldn't do yourself. So just be very, very wary about any company that is looking to charge you a fee to fix your credit, because there really isn't any kind of a fee that's going to fix someone's credit. So be very careful about that. Financial institutions, banks, credit unions, car loan companies, and all that, they will report to usually one or the other of the two credit bureau companies that Farnaz mentioned, TransUnion or Equifax. There are some that will report to both, but sometimes a financial institution only reports to one. So your preference may be to have an account with Equifax or have an account with TransUnion, but it's important to verify both of those credit bureaus to make sure that they're both accurate, so that no matter what financial institution you are applying for credit with, no matter what credit bureau company they get a report from, it's going to be accurate and a true reflection of your history and whatnot. So that's just the points that I would add to what was already said. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Jeff. With that, I will stop recording. So if anyone on the audience on Zoom would like to share thoughts, ask question, we will take it there.